Hello, joyeuse fête. It is winter break. That means it's time for a fangirl holiday special.
This season, because rumor has it that non-denominational Mr. Winter is on his way to the student lounge!
Comparative religion is one of those classic pop culture moments. Every year, without fail, I reblog the exact same GIF on the exact same day. Because let's face it, Shirley Bennett beating a man with a giant candy cane is a gift to this world.
Please, it's Christmas. It's December 10th. Oh.
Hands down, one of my favorite holiday episodes ever. And not just because it's a exercise in absurdity like the majority of Community, because it touches on some of the most volatile subjects in the world in a way that is humorous and easily digestible for the audience. And honestly, it just makes you sit back and go, what the fuck is wrong with us all? I mean, religious satire is not easy to pull off, especially within the constraints of network television. Look, we're all people trying to live our best lives in the best way we can. So who are we to judge other people for beliefs that make them fundamentally a better person? Holiday episodes, when they're done right, can be the highlight of the year. And I don't just mean in the Christmas season, but like Halloween too. And most Christmas episodes end up being cheesy and sappy, like all the hugging around the fire and the tree. So when you find an episode that really gives you that Christmas cheer with a 1-2 punch, well, you know you got something special. If you've never seen Comparative Religion, well, here's a quick breakdown. Greendale is getting ready for Christmas and the holidays. Of course, an asshole bully decides to pick on Abed for the very serious sin of taking the very last winter doodles. And surprisingly, Jeff steps in to support Abed. He's so stoked that somebody actually stood up for him. It actually makes my heart hurt a little that he's just so thrilled. Seriously, if you see somebody being treated poorly by somebody else, please step in. Even if it's an authority figure, especially if it's an authority figure. The school bully continues to be an ass, and it kind of goes a little wonky when it turns into this testosterone-fueled dumbassery that results in a fight after school like a bunch of high schoolers. In the meantime, Shirley is going full-blown Christmas, complete with WWJD bracelets for all of her friends, and overly cheerful Christmas carols that nobody else knows. Because, as Shirley finds out, she's the only Christian in the group. Everybody else is various religious backgrounds, some religions being a little more valid than others.
I'm born again.
Oh!
We had a rebirthing ritual in my friend's hot tub. I'm now a level 5 laser lotus in my Buddhist community.
That does not sound like Buddhism. Are you sure you're not in a cult?
More than a little put out, Shirley decides to open up the party a little and allow the others to bring their own religious doodads. But of course, as soon as she finds out about Jeff's fight, she bans him from the party. Because, you know, how Christian of her. Come party time, Shirley is very uncomfortable with everybody else's religions, or in some cases, lack thereof. Jeff doesn't show up for the party. He's chosen the fight instead, despite he's never thrown a punch in his life. But with Shirley acting so very strange about everybody else's religions, the others realize that maybe they don't exactly belong there either, especially if Shirley just can't open her mind to other people's ideas. Everybody ends up going to the fight instead, and Jeff actually tries to be the bigger person. But in the end, it's Shirley that leads the charge. And we're given a cinematic masterpiece that I never knew I needed in my life. Okay, so maybe that wasn't a quick breakdown, but this is a moment of peak comedy that is an absolute must-see. It tackles different religions and cultures that are, let's face it, a minefield around this time of year. Because if you're not a white Christian male, then you are a threat to society. You are declaring a war on Christmas. But at the same time, you need to be absolutely politically correct, which is a phrase that I kind of hate. yes, everybody should feel comfortable expressing themselves in any way they feel as long as it does not negatively affect anybody else around them. But creating a bland space where nobody stands out and our differences aren't celebrated makes an extremely boring world, which is exactly what Greendale is trying to do. I mean, just look at the creation of the Greendale human being, which admittedly is still one of the best gags in the entire show. Instead of embracing the diversity, Greendale is trying to create an amalgamation of all cultures in one ridiculous package that is inoffensive, but at the same time completely offensive to everybody and absolutely absurd. Point in case, Mr. Winter. Face it, religion is just one of those things that doesn't get talked about on TV enough, or in a positive way, or one that's easily relatable, because it's just so polarizing. What makes Community such a great show is their ability to dig into that nitty-gritty and point out how dumb and ridiculous everybody is about everything all the time, but actually creates wonderful characters that grow and develop as the show progresses. And it takes expectations and throws them at you in a completely unexpected and ludicrous way. This episode is about friendship and community and respecting one another. We need to stop seeing the world in this black and white binary. This implicit idea that Western culture is inherently Christian is exactly why secular discourse is so explosive, and why religion sparks cataclysmic contention around the world, on TV, in politics, and even in the mall parking lot. It might be easier to be a dismissive dickhole, but being kind will infinitely get you farther in life. So happy holidays. Merry Pancha Ganapati, Happy Solstice, or Merry Gongji, Happy Hanukkah, or Habari Nani, and Joyeux Noël. Whatever holiday you embrace and celebrate, I hope you have a damn good one. Cheers!
Oh, Christmas Troy, thy candle shines so brightly. Oh, Christmas Troy, much pleasure thou canst give me.